Hey, loves. Want to hear more about love, relationships, dating, wellness, and entertainment? You've come to the right place. Let's dive into some juicy topics and see where it takes us. I'm your host, K Love, and you are listening to Love Our Talks. Thank you guys for tuning in to Love Our Talks, and I am joined again with our co-host Caprice. Welcome, Caprice, you guys.
Hey, girl.
Yes. Today I think we're going to have a really juicy topic because it's just juicy,
Yes,
and we
yes.
are talking about women having the power. Hmm. And power over what? Over who? What? What do you think? Women have the power. Power over men, pretty much. So the question is, do women have the power? What do you think? Do you think women have the power?
I think that we have power, but our powers can be used in positive ways, and it can affect you negatively. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think that in retrospect, men and women have certain power, certain influence over each other at
Mm-hmm.
a certain time in a relationship. Both can have that power. But when we're talking about women, um, yes, women, we can have power and certain influences that can affect our relationships either negatively or positively.
Yeah. See, I came across this one TikTok, and the TikTok, it was this guy, he was talking about how women don't know that they have the power. They don't even know that they can use this gift.
Hmm.
And, he's like, well, women are, he said his scenario was like, women are more like the cat. You know how a cat, you can leave the cat for weeks and weeks on at a time without it, like, having mainly, like, doesn't need that companion or doesn't need that person to really be around or be there to feed him or for him to go to the bathroom or whatever the case may
Right.
be. They're like nonchalant animals.
Okay.
But with the dog, it's more like the dog is needy. It needs something. It
Mm.
needs that other part to
Right.
function, right? So, but with the cat, it doesn't necessarily need that other part to function. So I'm
Right.
like, okay. So he's trying to say, well, with that being said, women are more like cats, men are more like dogs. So you have to recognize that you do have some type of power with that because men need the woman. So by that being a need for the man, that's how women have the power. I'm like, oh, okay. I kind of get kind of what he's saying
Yeah.
because he's trying to say the man kind of needs a woman, and so we can use this gift or this power. Like you said, it could be a gift or it could not be a gift, or it could
Right.
be good, it could be bad. You
Right.
can use it for your benefit in any type of way you want to. So
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
That
you know,
was I found that very interesting.
that is interesting. That he compared us to cats. Um,
Yes, crazy.
um, when my son has a cat, and when I think about his cat, um, his cat is very. I'm not gonna say needy, but the cat loves companionship.
Mhm.
He is not good if my son is not there to keep the cat companion, company.
Okay.
And he has a dog too. And looking at the behavior of his
Okay.
dog, um, he's cool. As long as you feed him and he has water and food, he's cool. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, yeah, I don't know if we're, when it comes to our power, let's start with the negative. I had to take some notes because I had to kind of really dive deep into some of the relationships that I've had in the past to just distinguish if I
Mhm.
had that type of power and
Okay.
whether it went this way or that way, would my relationship have worked if I had used that power.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with like the negative power that a lot of women have. After I was up thinking about power and what we have. Let's start with the drama and negative nagging. Now, when it comes to like nagging, we know that's kind of like a long-term behavioral that a lot of women have, and the drama. And the power when it comes to the nagging and the drama is, of course, getting results, right? We nag because we want results.
Yeah.
And the drama comes with the urgency of the nagging. And then we have blaming and criticism. A lot of women blame a person, like a man, for something, using like a verbal aggression, shame calling the man weak and unsuccessful. I mean, those are type of negative powers that really cause us to gain something or want something, so we use that to our advantage in a very negative way, of course.
Right.
And then when we're talking about positive power, the good power, we're talking about just being able to show forgiveness, being able to leave an imprint. And what I mean by leaving an imprint, giving that man something to come home to, where he's thinking like, this person is not worth it. I got a good woman at home, so I'm going to go home for her.
Right.
And creating a safe space with peace and love, and empowering our men. That's a power that we have. And then something that really stuck with me is women have a power of choice, and sometimes we forget that during the relationship. We have that power as well. So when it comes to power, it can be used negatively or it can be used positively. So we just have to really decide how we want our relationship to go. Are we going to be the nagging, bossy, rude, aggressive woman, or are we going to be the supportive, peace, woman? So when it comes to those type of powers, there's always a consequence. When you come when you're showing negative power towards a relationship or in a relationship, the consequences is that a man, he's going to go out and cheat, lie, he's going to do some things behind your back. Right? He's not going to be that faithful man that, you want at home. And then when you're releasing the positive power, then you're giving him something he can come home to. You're giving him that peace, that energy, that strength, that he needs and desire as a man to grow. So when it comes to women in power, it's just like we have to decide, we have to make the decision and the choice to go, okay, I know I have this power. And I think a lot of women deep down know they have that power, right? Because if I'm not the type of woman, I'm going to nag you and talk down to you, and I know I'm going to get results, and it's consistent, then you're going to use that, right? And then if you're the type of woman that knows, but then you have to expect the consequences, because at one point a man will get tired of it. They'll get tired of it and stray, go somewhere else. They'll go find peace and get the power for another woman. And when they draw that type of power, then you're powerless at that time, right? So
See, like, say for instance, like you said, some women know that they have this type of power.
Right.
What about the women that don't know that they have this power? And just say for instance, you do have some women that, they do kind of allow men to kind of do certain things, and they put up with it.
Right.
So I kind of think that maybe there's another coin to that, is that she doesn't recognize she does have that power.
That's exactly
true. And
true.
that is also, like you said, power of choice. That power of choice is that I can walk away at any given time. I don't have to put up with it.
Right.
But you have to know and recognize that you do have that power, the power of choice, the power to say no, the power to do these things.
Right.
And if you don't know that, then you will put up with anything, and you allow men to treat you that type of way.
Yes.
So,
and that's from just having that insecurity and not realizing you do have a choice. And when that seed is planted by the other power that from the man, when that seed of insecurity, then you forget you have that power of choice.
Another another position of power that women, of course, we all know what that is. You know,
Yes.
it's the power of the V. So it's like, hello, that's like something that it's there. So that in itself,
Yes.
men want. They do crave that.
Yes.
And so just say for instance, if you know you're having an argument with your spouse or with your partner or whatever, and you're like, I'm gonna make sure he doesn't get any tonight, blah 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 blah. That's the power.
That's the
However
power.
you look at it, that is some type of power because guess what? Guess what he's gonna do? He's either gonna probably have an attitude,
Right.
or he's gonna probably beg for it.
Yeah.
Or try to do whatever he can to shift that whole scenario, whatever happened. He's going to apologize. He'll do whatever he can to try to be
Right.
like, okay, no, I don't want to be in the doghouse.
Right.
I don't want this taken away from me.
Right.
Women can use that as that weapon to, I say they use it as a weapon because it's actually it's a power.
Yeah.
Women do have that power.
Right.
So it's,
But
that is
I mean,
crazy.
Is it fair to use that as a weapon, though?
Huh.
You know what I mean? Is it fair to use that as a weapon of power?
I don't, ooh, that's a tough question. I want to say I don't think that is fair, only because it's one of those, how would you like if he did that to you?
Right. Right.
But at the same time, if you are being so mistreated, and, say for instance, let's be honest, a lot of relationships, they start with that, and it leads with that.
Yeah.
Just sex. It just leads with that. That's the relationship. That's what it probably is started to it builds on, right?
Right.
So if that is the main driver, right? So, and you know that, you can say, you know what? Okay, I'm going to take this away because I see how he's treating me now. He's really mistreating me, and I know that this has been the driver of our relationship.
Yeah.
I may need to play this card.
Yeah.
I may need to use that because in order for him to understand, because our conversations isn't working, the talks that we're trying to have is not working, he's steady doing X, Y, and Z, then this is probably could be my last resort.
Yeah.
I mean, is that still a weapon, or is that still trying to protect yourself and say, hey, I know I have this type of power. Let me try to use this because this is the only language he may understand.
Okay.
So is that a weapon, though, if you're using it that way?
When you said it's to protect yourself, in my opinion, I think it would be used to protect yourself because you don't want to be in a relationship if you know sex is the thing that's going to trigger a reaction in a positive way, and that's the only thing. I mean, if we can't talk and you mean somebody can only communication through sex, then that's not a healthy way to resolve anything.
Right.
It really
right.
is. And to say
and a lot of men are like that. They thrive off of that. It's like, let's just have a conversation, and we calm down. We can hold each other and we both are at peace now. But some people's relationships function with the fact that we argue, then we have sex. We argue, and come on now, something needs to give in that.
Yeah, it does. There has to be, I think there just has to be a mutual conversation and a line that shouldn't be crossed. I just want to put it out there that I don't think sex should be used as a weapon. You say I'm mad at you, so I'm not giving you any. I think that, that's I don't think that's right, but it should be used in a sense of us growing to communicate. Especially in a relationship, you want to make sure that there's more substance there. Because at the end of the day, if you're trying to find that person you're spending the rest of your life, sex is not always going to be there. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You can't have sex with that person. At the end of the day, I just want to be friends and, first, because if you can't for me, What are you going to stretch
Right.
it, and so, it's a sense of
Yeah.
loyalty there and trust and commitment, you know. So, but yeah, so if that's taken away, then it has to be something that you desire to seek for yourself to say, no, this is something that, I want to get from you or feel from you, or we need to communicate. We just find different ways to communicate. I can't say I'm mad at you, so I'm not going to have sex with you. I don't want to go that route.
Right. Right. Because you could be shorting yourself at the end of the day, too. So it's like,
yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It kind of doesn't make sense, but I do know a lot of women do think that the V is the power. And that's as long as I got this and he wants it, that's the power. But you got to know how to communicate with with each other as well.
Exactly, because it is, at the retrospect, it is powerful. It really is, because
right,
a man can go anywhere and he can get it. It's almost like a gas station. I'm going to power up electrical car. Let me go sit and fill it up with gas.
Mhm.
You can go anywhere and get it but think about it. If our JJ is a part of the power that we have as women, then if more women would stand firm and start to say no to these married men, start to say no to these cheaters, and if more women start to do that for ourselves, to respect our bodies, keep the legs closed, because one thing we do, we have a choice to open our legs to who we want to. A man has a choice.
Exactly.
A man has a choice to choose the wife they want to marry, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to use that power and to say, okay, I'm going to just completely, love myself, submit to myself, and not, sleep with anybody or everybody, then I think that maybe men would act right. You understand, man?
Maybe.
Out there when it comes to men and these cheatings and infidelities, because what you don't do or won't do, the next woman probably will, right?
Mm-hmm,
and that's a certain power, because she knows, okay, well, shoot, if his wife ain't doing all these things or his girlfriend's not doing all these things, then you know what? I got the power of the P. He can come over here and get. That's where he goes. He goes there. That's exactly where he goes.
Right.
So
and now it's I get you.
Yeah.
I totally understand that.
So women, and when you go back to say we don't know we have the power, that's part of, hey, look, you have the power. I'm not gonna this married man over here trying to holler at me. No, keep it moving. I'm not giving you the night time or day because
exactly.
you're white
exactly.
or you have a girlfriend. There's somebody.
And that is power. Yeah.
No,
I'm good. Yeah.
Right. Yes. Let me slow this relationship down and figure out who you are first, what you're about. So that's a power. And then when we release that power easily, that is so easily nowadays, then we give up that power, because our vajayjay is connected to our hearts. And women can say, oh, I just want to sleep with you. I ain't no commitment, No, you get enough of it, it's consistent, then guess what? You're going to want more and more and more, right? Because there's no way around that connection that we have. There's no way around it. So
no. Yeah, and look, as women, we can say that, it's not like we can turn it off like that. It's not like a switch where it's like, okay, well, we just had sex this one time. It's done.
Right.
Let me just turn it off. And then you come back again and again, and I'm just going to keep turning it off.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen like that.
It never.
No.
Don't try to fool yourself, and that's the power that you give to men. And when you give a man that power, then he uses it against you. That's one thing
that is so true.
Know how to do is use the power that women have against them.
Interesting. It's funny that the men know it, but some women don't know that they have the power.
No, we're so emotional.
And And it's like they could take advantage of these women, and they mentally, and they can see, okay, she must don't know what she got.
Right.
Okay, I see it. They see
Exactly.
it.
Exactly.
And now you're wondering why he's cheating on you, why he's doing these things, because he
Yeah.
knows that you lack some of this power that you have, and you don't even know you got it.
You don't even know you got
So,
it, girl.
mm,
You don't even know you got it. Right.
women, please tap into your powers, okay? Plug into whatever outlet you need to do at home or whatever. Recharge yourself, recharge your mental,
Mm-hmm.
everything, and just understand that you do have the power to say these things, no, or I will not do this, or whatever the case may be. You have the
Right.
power to do that.
You do. Yes.
So
It's in
just
there.
own it. Own your power. And it's like nowadays women, there is so much stuff going on with women, even in entertainment,
Yeah.
that we're coming out on top,
Yeah.
because back in the day it was like men. It was everything in entertainment was about men, men, men. Even behind the scenes. I
Yeah.
was watching the making of the show Queen Sugar
Mm-hmm.
by Ava DuVernay. And she talks about, the ending of Queen Sugar, the final season, and how she wanted to change the game. She wanted to shift some things. She hired all women, all female directors on
Wow.
that show, Queen Sugar. And I'm like,
Wow.
just watching her talk about this, watching these directors talk about how they was given this opportunity and things like that, when they wasn't given before. They would get, couldn't even get in the room with
Wow.
people. And
Yeah.
Ava gave them an opportunity and a chance, And so
Yeah.
I was like, me as someone in the entertainment industry, it's more like it does kind of get to where you want to sometimes, like, you know what, I don't see doors opening. I'm frustrated. I want to give up. But
Right.
even just watching that, I was like, you know what, just knowing one time, one day, that one opportunity could definitely totally shift. It could
Yes.
change a life. Because
Yep.
one director was like, I couldn't get in the room. Guess what? Now I've done so many things just because this one door opened for me.
Mm-hmm.
So just as women, knowing that you just hang in there, you know that you have something powerful inside
Right.
of you and
Mm-hmm.
that you're strong, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So that was so enlightening to me. And I was like, wow, like, Trina, just keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
I was enlightened. So, yeah.
And it's just
Yeah,
building
definitely
up,
gave me more. Yes,
building each other up as women. It's important.
sure.
I think that sometimes that we fall at our own grace. A lot of times we're competitive against each other, and we're judgmental against each other. So
Mm-hmm.
I see now. I think it's becoming more and more. I see a lot of women support each other just a little bit more and more. It's becoming a trend now. So that's a good thing. I didn't see a lot of that maybe 10 years ago. It was always someone's competing against the next and being judgmental against. So now I see a little bit more that we're really kind of climbing out of that era where we're just kind of supporting more of each other and just having each other's back. So we just need to see more of it.
Right. I totally agree. I totally agree.
Lifting each other.
Um, Back to these superpowers as far as me concerned, let me think. Have I ever used something that's power and knowingly done it? Like, I'm thinking,
Okay.
have I knowingly, on purpose, said, I'm going to do this because I know I have the power?
Okay.
I probably have.
You have.
Knowing me. Knowing me, I probably have done that.
Okay.
And it probably was power of the bee. I was like, you know what?
But I think
Okay, I see you.
Here.
I think I'm just gonna, yeah, we'll see what happens tonight. No. So I think, yeah. I'm really trying to think, what else would I have done? Like, for me, I am like someone that is very loving and kind.
Mm-hmm.
So I could definitely put that on, not put it on, but bring that out more, especially if it's something that I'm looking for or that I want, it comes out more.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I mean, it's like you're already a nice person, charming person, loving person, but there's another level that you can take it where that person can really see it and say, okay, well, you can make someone want to do a little bit more for you or things like that.
Right.
So I don't know, is that sort of like a little power?
I think
What do you think?
For you, what I've seen from the conversations that we've had previously, your power is just giving them peace, energy.
Mm-hmm.
That's a power. Just being present, just giving him something where he's thinking about, especially when it comes someone he's coming home to. So there's
right.
That positive energy, is definitely a power that draws him back. That keeps him, smiling.
Right.
Of course.
Right. I think that you have to just go ahead.
Yeah, like when I hear like guys that I've dated in the past and they come back, exes or whatever, and a lot of times, some of them have said, you know what, I miss your cooking.
Cooking,
yes. So that's
okay.
Or I miss smile. So those are like imprints that I've left, which is a power, right? Because years, it's been years, but man, I sure remember you used to make, good whatever, one of the dad used to like my dirty rice, and he will always mention that. You love your. It's been years, he used to love the way I make my dirty rice, so he will always. So that's an imprint. So it's a sense of a power that I have.
It is.
So
yes, I can definitely see that. I haven't had any of your food, but I do know, like, the way you talk about your recipes and things, how you talk about your food and your cooking and things that you were willing to do for your partner or your spouse or what have you. It's like that is a power, and that's something, because you're someone that's willing to shift when something gets a different way. You're like, okay, you know what, I can take, like you said, whether it's non-dairy or gluten-free or whatever, you can take a normal recipe and make the vegan or whatever the same
version,
and you're willing to even shift those ingredients for that person that you love and care about. That's a power too. Because it's like, I don't know if I'm gonna do that for everybody, but when when you love that person, you really care, you're willing to step outside of that norm and shift and do that.
Right. Exactly. So I think that when it comes to women and being powerful, you want to have you have to have your own life in order to tap into your power. First of all, you can't be a constant needy woman. You can't be a woman that's constantly chasing after some man. So you just have to really love yourself and respect yourself to build on that power. When you start to love and respect yourself, when you start to have, a life of really your own, you start to vision things for yourself, want things for yourself, and it strengthens your power, because in any relationship that you get into, you're so far built, you're so strong, your energy is high, then you know what you want, then you know how to use your power in a positive way. You can you see someone you're interested in, you know how to set a positive impression on them. If I'm dating some person, your listening skills is more enhanced. Your comprehension skills is there. You're understanding what his needs and desires are. You're tuned to the person that you're with or who he is as a man. in ways
Mhm.
to him, or in ways to just give him peace. So that,
Mhm.
power is not just about something that a woman is born with. I think power comes to women by experience, life, and what you want in life. Um,
Right.
it's it's you're building up something, right? It's a build up. It's practice. you know,
Mhm.
it takes a lot of practice, I think, to build the power that we have.
I think
So
so too.
yeah, I think it's
And as women, when we're born, we don't realize that what we do, when we get older in a certain age, that
yeah,
now, okay, we I think at some point we do realize we have some type of power because you look at your mom, you look at how strong she is when she's raising you, and you see, okay, she's doing all of this, especially single moms. So you kind of see a lot of that.
exactly.
And it's like, okay, wow, how's she doing all this by herself? You know? And you grow up and you're like, okay, well, shoot, I saw my mom do it.
Yeah,
So she had to have some type of strength. So,
yeah,
and that's power.
that is
I,
power.
I,
That is,
that is definitely power.
yeah. So
So,
I think
yeah,
that you just have to use it the right way. That's it.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
start using our
But
power.
a lot of these young women, especially the ones that are now like, I hate to say it, but a lot of the young women now, they are just giving it away. Like you said, it's just here. I'm going to go on this one website, whether it's OnlyFans or whether it's TikTok, Snapchat, whatever the site is, social media, whatever it is. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to just give it away because
Yeah,
guess what? Money is involved.
right. Yeah,
So do you relinquish your power because of money, for money?
right, right.
So that's another thing too. It's like, so technically you relinquish your power for money. So money is a power over you.
Right. That's what we allow money to take power over you. Yep.
Hmm. Hmm.
And which cause us to make poor choices. That's why we're unhappy.
Exactly. Yeah.
you
And
know?
then you're on to the next person, and then the next person, and the
Right.
next person.
Yep. Yep.
It's,
You're unhappy.
you know, it's so much going out here in the world today, especially like I said, now with social media. I was watching this one show, and she's what's her name? Her name is Tasha K, and
Mhm.
she does a lot on YouTube, and she talks to a lot of people, whether they're celebrities. She does like celebrity gossip type of stuff.
Okay.
And she had this one lady on her show, this one young lady on her show, and the young lady says that I am here I'm on social media just because she says she's a attention monger or something like that. She mainly wants attention, um, and that's her purpose. And she's literally almost said that's her purpose in life, pretty much,
Just to
is
get it.
just to be on social media to get attention, and she craves that. And
Mm.
so it's more like she said she was on this one platform called OnlyFans,
Mhm.
and she said I will do whatever it takes to get that attention and get paid. Like,
Wow.
okay, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
And she says, guess what? She told Tasha, well, yeah, I was with this person, this person, this person, and I did whatever I had to do, whether it was sucking on a water hose or whatever they wanted me to film on camera. And she
Wow.
says, well, guess what? I make $300,000 a month. Tasha's like, you make what? She's like 300,000. She's like 300,000. What do you mean? She's like $300,000 a month. What the heck? Tasha's like, what type of stuff you doing to make 300,000 a month? No power. Where's the power?
Wow.
Where's the power there?
Right. Exactly. We sell our soul.
So it's yes, it's these type of people, women that would do whatever it takes and put themselves out there to say, you know what, I don't care about this power that I have, and I know that I have inside of me. because I want the money. I want the fame. I want this. I want that.
Yeah, yeah. Men won't ask
Yeah.
to do some of these things if women said no. They wouldn't ask. I'm serious. They wouldn't ask. Okay,
Yeah.
you do that? If women would tell them no because we have that type of power to say no, they would.
Yeah.
But there's women there that's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
It's nothing for them to ask some ridiculous whatever, to do anything that's
Yeah. Like I had a friend, she told me, she said this got one guy she met online, and he's like, hey, I guess they met on Instagram.
yeah.
And he's like, hey, we've been talking for a little bit on here. How about we move off this platform and go to like a Google Chats or something? I don't know. And
Yeah.
she's like, no. She flat out, no, I'm not
Yeah.
doing that. I'm not. He's like, well, why don't you just go ahead and download it? She's like, no, I'm not going to download it. No. If you want to talk to me, you met me on here, you talk to me on here.
I like that.
I'm like, there you go.
There's
She's
a
like,
power.
no, because you got to shut that down. I'm not going to just move because you want me to move or do what you know.
Yes. There's power. Talk about,
Power in the words no.
Right. I contribute to a lot of young people lack of power because lack of knowledge that they haven't, a lack of training.
Mhm.
They haven't been trained properly. And training comes from, moms, grandparents,
Yeah.
So you got to kind of, I think training has some things to do with it a little bit.
Yeah, that too. But with the social media, how do you train them on social media? Because it seems like you can have all the training to me, but that social media is like the freaking gate wide open.
It is.
So you're behind this gate for so long, right? Because you're getting all this training, you're getting all this thing from your grandparents and your parents and da-da-da-da. But that gate opens, social media, ooh, it's like where I go, where I'm going. I don't know which way to go.
It's like
oh my gosh. And you get sucked in there.
You do.
You step outside that gate, it's something going to snatch you and grab you. And you're no, I got you. Yes.
It really is. It really, people want fast money, a lot of young people.
Yeah.
And when you're watching.
It's easy. They want fast, easy money.
Yep.
Without working for it. Yep. They don't know how to work hard for money. That's like foreign language.
Exactly.
That's a foreign language. It's like, oh, wait, you mean to tell me I can show my feet and I get money?
Right.
Oh, okay.
My son put up it's a site, and it's a foot fetish site. You send pictures of your feet, and people actually pay for that.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I mean, you over here making $300, but she's selling more than feet. That I know for a fact. She said it. But I mean, I have, heard those stories and women saying, yeah, feet. I make money, and it's pretty decent amount just by feet photos.
Yeah.
Hey, I ain't knocking it. That's like me saying, oh, I'm against strippers. If that's how you gonna make your money, that's you. But at the end of the day, still have some type of morals about yourself. Some. But I ain't saying throw them all to the wind.
What puzzles me the most is that I see a lot of young girls. What about the young men? Like they don't they're not thirsty for the fame and the money as I do watching a lot of these young girls.
That is very interesting.
I mean, look, I'm a TikTok, I'm a TikTok. Okay,
right.
And that's all I'm seeing is women doing these TikTok dances, videos half naked, and you just like, okay, well, there's a lot of young girls, but how is this, or does this social media, does it even affect young men or boys? As much
that's a good question.
Women and young girls. So
now I sit back and think about it. I mean, if I'm like scrolling through TikTok, it's women, 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 hair, video, makeup, dance, hair, video, makeup, dance, or working out, workout, or showing off fashion clothes. It's it's something.
Yeah.
So and don't get me wrong, like you said, I'm a TikTok person too. I'm also trying to build my TikTok following. So yeah, definitely follow me on TikTok. So for sure, but
Instagram, the same thing for Instagram.
Yeah.
It's just.
But you don't have to sell yourself out there to where you're wearing like almost nothing to get that attention. But is that what's getting followers?
So it makes you wonder, okay, is it that now women are realizing that they're losing their power?
Yeah. And so they have to but you see, it's either they realize they're losing their power or they don't know. Those are young girls may not know that they have it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they know they have it.
All they're doing is watching them, DMing them, engaging in something. It's something.
Because right now, I think a lot of these young women don't realize they have it. And I think that's where that guy was probably trying to go with that conversation.
Okay.
With that video, is saying, I don't think a lot of women out here now realize that they have this power. Yeah, because these men, they see it, like you said. You may not see a lot of men on there doing this stuff, but these men are sitting back, watching the women, they can see that she probably don't realize what she got. She's beautiful, she's pretty, she's this, and this. She might have something else going with her, but all I see is this.
And then, of course,
she may have that power, but she don't know it, and all I see is this,
Or I'm the one, I get this, okay, she easy. I'm going to get it just to satisfy friend. Let me entertain her for a moment.
Right.
And then I make the decision who I want to wife up.
Exactly. And as long as you allow them to do that, and like you said, they're going to do it because you don't realize you have the power to stop and to say no.
Right.
So.
That's it.
Yeah.
In a world without social media at this point.
Yeah. I can't picture it either. So, with that being said, this topic was definitely very good. I'm hoping that someone takes something away from it, especially, younger women as well. Definitely take something away from it. Realize, that you do have some type of power within you, and you can, stand on whatever. If you don't want to do something, stand on it, and be okay with that, and move on. And if that person does not understand it, then they're not for you. That person is not your person. So, yeah. Any closing?
Yes. Just make sure that you connect physically, emotionally, and mentally to tap into your power.
Yeah.
Once you connect that, then, you'll be able to tap into your power and use it in a positive way, ladies.
Okay. Well, again, thank you all for joining us, and this has been a great topic and a great conversation for tonight. And until next time, we love our talks. We'll see you later. Bye.